Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review. Tonight we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 3. Thanks for tuning in, and please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. It starts off with, because Karen needs her friends to support her, she's, excused for double booking. I'm going to give her that. Karen's in need. She's trying to play tough girl, and really not letting them see her sweat. However, this is serious because this can mean jail time. And this ain't cute. It's really not. So Gizzhell, Gizzhell is how I spell her name. So that's how I'm going to say her name, in case you forgot. Kicks the ladies out. They start off, from last episode. Ladies come at 8:03, 8:04, something like that. After Ashley done told them to be there by 8. But she told Gizzhell they're going to be here by 8:30. And Gizzhell was like, oh, no, See, this is all Ashley's fault. Again, Ashley is still causing drama from what I believe is the truth. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. That she has been committed to starting drama ever since we saw and heard her husband, Michael Darby. Well, what can I say? Pinching male buttocks to see if they with it. It started with season 1 with Katie's man. Remember that? How they were on the dance floor? And I think that's how he signifies that he's with it and trying to see if you with it. Because really, he's from Australia, so they already think he's off. Remember when he took his clothes off and jumped in the water? So, he was playing on that whole notion until people really got to know how freaky deaky Mr. and Mrs. Cuckold are. So I believe, and I truly believe, just based off of how his behavior is, that Ashley made a deal when he grabbed that man's buttocks at what's her name, Monique's house, and we saw the shadow. We heard the man say, "Hey, man, hey, I ain't with all that." And then, ever since then, Ashley has been on a tangent, just on a messy spree to make sure that she would bring up mess, be in mess. So I really do think that she promised to bring the heat and the drama so that she can stay on this show, even though Michael may not be. Girl, anywho. So Gizzhell, like I said, kicks out the ladies, went to Karen's event because they went to Karen's events first. I understand what they were trying to do. They're trying to appease everybody, even though they committed to Gizzhell's event first. But like Ashley said, be here by 8. But she didn't tell Gizzhell that. She said Gizzhell, they would be here by 8:30. And that 8:30 time was what made Gizzhell mad. She didn't come correct. And then to add insult to injury, Gizzhell, by the advice of her cronies there, all making a joke about how she kicked them ladies out, told Ashley to take the sponsorship book out there and have them donate so they can get close to their $15,000 standard. So I'm like, that's it, 15,000? It wasn't like 100K? Oh, okay. I always hear like 6 figures when they doing these types of, sponsors, trying to raise money for for medical and stuff like that. Anywho, they kicked Ashley to the curb. It was Jazzy's Sprinter. Jazzy hit the door. Don't let the doorknob hit you. With the good Lord split you. And that was that on that. So next we have the next day. Now this is wild. This is wild. Jazzy, Ashley, and Karen invited over to Stacey's house. Stacey was kicked out. Jazzy was kicked out. And now you got Karen, who... Karen and Ashley is coming over. And I'm thinking, why is Ashley over there? Again, I don't know. Anywho, so Ashley is confronting Karen. No, first the issue is Jazzy and Ashley. Ashley talking about her arm hurt from the Sprinter van closing on it. Girl, bye. Jazzy said, no, I tested it and it seemed to be fine. So nothing's wrong with your arm. So try again. I like Jazzy. She quick. Then all that loud talking, Karen come in Stacey's house yelling and cussing. I'm like, okay, Karen, I know you own one, but you are being very disrespectful, hollering and cussing in somebody's house as you walk through the vestibule closer to the action. This ain't your house to be huffing, fussing, and cussing. You supposed to come in there and wrangle the girls up in the Ladam fashion. This is not Ladam fashion. Now, I'm on Karen's side, don't get me wrong. Even when she did run over that tree and possibly a fence. But that's not how you come into someone's home. And Stacey looking like, oh my God, what? Stacey, you need to open up your mouth and say what's on your mind at the time. Because you need to get these ladies correct in your household. So now, all of that jumping off, and then Ashley and Karen get into it. Karen is upset how Ashley fronted her off, giving her Uber tickets for her birthday at the Hatitude/birthday party. Well, Karen, you should have told her then and stop waiting until weeks or however long after the fact to try and get somebody together. Karen, we're gonna need you to get quick with it. Hurry up. And so Karen tried to read Ashley about the bunions on her feet. We don't care about Ashley's bunions, nor do we care about Phaedra's bunions. We don't care. But Ashley did admit to the ladies that Gizzhell was wrong, and so was you. Next, we got Wendy and her mama is visiting the family. This is the thing I don't like. Wendy says she don't cook the Nigerian food. What does Nigerian food mean? Now, her mama is old school, and so when Wendy was old school until she pretty much got on this show, got all this plastic surgery, wearing all these, wigs and trying to, I don't know, stop telling me that Wendy ain't who I thought she was, because for her to downplay her traditional food, changing her look, child, listen, I don't like what I'm seeing, because the mama is trying to teach her and the family and the kids the old, customs and whatnot. And that's what African people is known for, teaching customs and culture so that we don't forget where we came from. Wendy, I don't ever want to hear you talk trash about your family and your culture again, or I'm going to read you for filth again. I can hear Neka now talking about how dare she try and talk to me in Igbo and all this, that, and the third on camera, trying to read me for filth. And here she is trying to act like Nigerian culture and food ain't I don't like it. But then Wendy let us know the real reason that Eddie's family didn't really care for Wendy was because Eddie's dad and Wendy's mom were real cool. They fell out, and then once Wendy and Eddie started planning their wedding and carrying on, his family wasn't with it because they were arguing. And the mom even said, well, I am willing to put aside my differences in hopes that they will, come around, because Wendy mentioned Eddie's dad wished her a happy 40th, a happy Mother's Day. And that's when they start talking about, exactly what went down as to why Wendy's family and Eddie's family were beefing. So I'm really happy to hear that his dad is coming around, because once the dad comes around, then the rest of the family will. However, Wendy's mama said she went to hug Eddie's mama at the wedding. Eddie's mama was like, "Back off me, bitch! Back off me, bitch! I ain't got time." Oh my goodness. Well, I guess then we got Kiarna and her mom talking about not being a thirsty ring girl. Girl, bye. It ain't even about being thirsty, and I understand people. And listen, they seem like a very traditional family. And the fact that Kiarna and her husband and her boyfriend, mind you, are not engaged, have no plans to get married, he ain't popped the question, is an issue to the fact that they are building a house together, hoping that there'll be a future for them too. You never build your future based on hoping that. You build your future based off of the factual things that's going on. Now, obviously, it must be something we don't know. Maybe they pull in a Clifton and Joy Carter, where they either engaged already, married already, and they just pulling our strings. But they seem real traditional, and because of all that, I doubt highly that Kiarna does not want a ring. She don't want to seem thirsty, but you going in, you move into this man's house thirsty. You agree to build a house together with this man thirsty, but you don't want to seem thirsty over a ring. But you got this big old house and a house he in. And then she went on to prove she's not a thirsty ring girl by saying, I'm the only woman that he's introduced his 3 daughters to. Girl, that ain't that ain't no crystal stair, baby. Just letting you know, coming from Auntie RAERAE, that ain't no flex, because the flex is your left hand 4th finger. That's the flex. Or do you put the engagement ring on the right hand? I know I have mine on my left. Anywho, that ain't no flex when you ain't got no jewelry. No jewelry to back it up. What's else going on my notes, child? Oh, Gizzhell's twin daughters going to prom, Adore and what's the other girl? Adore, until the end of time. What's the girl name? Anyway, Adore and her twin sister going to prom. Real cute. I think Adore had on red and the twin had on black. And the eldest daughter was there. I forgot her name too. Their daddy was there. It wasn't no big fanfare. I was shocked that it wasn't a whole lot going on. Lucas was there to pick them up. Cute little white boy, cute little dorky white boy. But the twin, Adore's sister, they didn't show her day, or she didn't have one. So I don't know what's going on. But it wasn't no big fanfare. I was shocked. I thought it'd be a whole lot, red carpet, balloons, decor. It was just, okay, y'all, bye. Be home by such and such time so you can go to church in the morning, as per their father. Oh, well, I hope they have a good time. So next we got Mia and Ink talking about Lake Norman and how they're taking the ladies, how she's taking the ladies there, pretty much where she grew up. Gizzhell apologized to Mia. Ain't that nothing? Amia was, I wonder if Amia apologized to Gizzhell for talking about her house. Next, we got Jacqueline coming over with her her man PP for a plump penis or something like that, and her kids and his kids or whoever's kids. And Mia was just, shooting the shit with everybody and kind of went on about how Gordon is needy and he's asking for her to clip his toenails and you got some cream for my coffee? You got any sugar and cream? I mean, little stuff like that. It seems to me that Mia is making Gordon out to be somewhat of an unfit parent, so she ain't got to pay him child support. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Because when this divorce is final, he gonna be the one that has less than she. And I'm just saying, because a heifer child, a gold digging heifer who went from gold to nothing got a gripe. Just saying. What else? Okay, so we have this luncheon. Gizzhell invites Ashley, Jazzy, Stacey, Wendy, and pretty much Gizzhell apologizes to the ladies. Let them know it wasn't her. It wasn't them. Like she told Mia, she's mad at Karen, and they were all collateral damage. Ain't that nothing? I really do think this Essence article has humbled Gizzhell, because this lady has come back this season with a whole new stankitude. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some stank, but right now her current stankitude is pretty okay to deal with, because that's why I wasn't reviewing the last year and a half. Like, oh no, I'm not putting up with all this going on with her. No, I'm not doing that, because it was obvious, the colorism and the way she was handling things. And yes, I said colorism. Now, when they had that so-called tete-a-tete about colorism and how Candace read her for filth, she comes, meaning Gizzhell, comes from a family lineage of civil rights activists, but she didn't want to address the issue. Usually when people don't want to address the issue because they are the issue and that the allegations were correct. Just saying, she could have put that to, what the hell did it say? She could have put it to bed, but she didn't. She just acted like they were all crazy, and she's not like that. See, girl, bye. Girl, everything you were saying and promoting it and everything was about your looks. And we all know people with certain type of privilege was given to them based off of their looks. And it's a false sense of a power struggle that they think they have because of what they look like. And that's what it's all about, treating people badly because 9 times out of 10, they didn't look like them. And that's what it was. Now, it is what it is. Of course, no racist will come out and just be overt. Well, unless the last name was Trump. But, especially not someone like her. And let's not forget, now, God bless the dead, but we're not going to forget her daddy said some very racist / colorist things about a certain brown-skinned woman who was running for office. Yeah. Usually people get it from home. Just saying. So yeah, they had a real good lunch until Ashley scratched the record. Stacey was introducing herself, and Gizzhell was mentioning, well, the divorce could, that you're going through. You just have to make sure you're okay. And because I've been through it, and if you don't mind me saying, just make sure that you and your kids are fine and do whatever you need to do. And Ashley just butted in, well, yeah, she got somebody to help with that. Stacey looked at her like, bitch, how you gonna spread my tea? Again, Ashley, mind your own trifling hoish business you got over there with Michael, Mrs. Cuckold. Mind your own business, ma'am. I agree with Stacey. My business is not for you to tell. That's for her to tell. And if it doesn't happen that scene, it'll happen when she says it. But I don't care what she already divulged to you. It's not your business to tell. Hello. What else going on? So, Stacey works out with her man TJ. Now she's getting a divorce, and it's the man that told her he doesn't want to have any physical, sex or anything like that until she's divorced. And he has some standards, because usually when you start doing it with somebody and they're still, and the ink ain't dry, Lord, when the ink ain't dry on a paperwork, nor hasn't been signed by the judicial person in charge, you really don't want to get all your feelings in. And it ain't just women who get their feelings wrapped up in somebody when they start doing it. A lot of people going around saying, "Oh, well, he must like the friend she was working out with. He hugged her. He hugged him before you hugged her." Sometimes people have standards. And a lot of times we don't see that nowadays because everybody willy-nilly doing whatever the hell that they want to do. And we're supposed to say, okay. But we seem to forget that, some men who are attractive and have something going for themselves most likely come from that time where they have standards that they don't want to deal with a woman who is still married, but he's dealing with it. He's kind of in already. But my feelings is that during their conversation with him and her, how she was him and hawing about where she was in her relationship, even though it sounded like she didn't want to discuss it on camera, he has a right to know. And like a little bit like Ashley, if we're going to talk about us, then we're going to talk about us on this camera. You want me to film with you? I don't know. Something tells me Stacey's not being forthright with this man all the way. She seems, she wants to be on the show, but she doesn't want to give, a lot of her life, on camera until she's ready to give certain parts of her life on camera. So maybe she should have conversations with people off camera so that they can know when and when not to discuss her business on camera. Just saying. So next we have the ladies on their way to Lake Norman. Gizzhell says she likes Wendy, and Wendy was like, "I think I can get along with Gizzhell. We ain't gonna be besties or nothing, but I'm cool with her." Yeah, okay. Then Mia gets checked by Karen in the car because Mia keeps asking Karen on film about this criminal case. And Karen is like, "It is still ongoing, and I don't want to incriminate myself. So I'd rather really not talk about it." But Mia keeps pressing and pressing. It's online and it's in the air. So what? Everybody ain't like you, Mia. And you don't have a criminal case going on, Mia. So take it from the person that's telling you who's in it that they cannot talk about it. And Karen was like, "Well, talk about what's online." I know that's right, Karen. I know that's right. Let them know. Well, y'all, that was episode 3, season 9. Real Housewives of Potomac. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And come back because we got more coming. Bye. Happy Vlogtober.